Alright guys, Crypto 38. So we're here at Hudson Yards, also known as Billionaires Playground. And this development here was started by Stephen Ross, who was a billionaire. And it took a total of $25 billion. Also about $5 million worth of taxpayer money for this. But they gave us this nice little park here that you can see right behind me. And that structure, that copper structure that you see there is also known as the vessel. $150 million alone to build that structure there. About 154 interconnected staircases that lead up in a vertical move up to the top. You can see people up there. And we'll be heading up there very shortly. You can also see the magnificent skyscrapers that they have there. For example, that's 30 Hudson Yards behind there. And that's where the new observatory called The Edge is going to be located. Then you have what's called the Shed, which is a new art center. And then this building directly there behind us, also known as 15 Hudson Yards. This building is completely a residential building. I was looking it up yesterday. Currently, they're selling in that building there anywhere from $30 million to $60 million of penthouse or real estate. Another thing that you can see here is right behind us, you're going to see the Long Island Railroad. Hudson Yards was actually built right above the Long Island Railroad. They never stopped running service. So they say it's about 154 interconnected staircases, about 2,500 steps in total. And this is the vessel here. You can see the view as we head up. So far, I'm starting to lose my breath here from going up so many steps. It's no joke. And I did a leg workout like a day ago, so it's definitely killing me right now. This is the final flight. We're at the very top now. Here we are. Well, we actually got one more flight. And so let's go up to the highest point.
That glass building.
So this is the last flight of steps as we reach the very top of the vessel.
No, it just goes this way.
Here you go.
It was an example of prefabrication and the
You can actually see the Empire State Building there in the background. And that's the edge, 30 Hudson Yards. Over here you have 15 Hudson Yards. That building there is completely residential. If we look on the other side here, you're gonna see that the Hudson Yards was built right over the MTA Long Island Railroad. They never stopped running service. And that's Jersey City, New Jersey on the other side. Right across the Henry Hudson River. This is the shed, which is the new art center. And as you can see, these wheels that you see here, this shed can actually be rolled back. This entire shed weighs about 8 million pounds. But whenever they like to, they can just roll this back and create an open space for the public. You can see more wheels down there as well. Massive wheels here that they constructed. That bubble structure that you see there is actually made out of Teflon. And you can see the wheels. So they can actually roll back this whole structure here. And this is the new art center. So we're looking over 10th Avenue. And before the 1920s, there was actually freight trains that used to run down 10th Avenue here. And so those freight trains that used to run here all the way from upper New York State used to come down here to deliver food, produce, and dairy products to New York City residents down here in this area. The problem was that there was also a lot of pedestrians crossing back and forth, and of course those trains will end up injuring people and causing death. They say that at least 540 people died before the 1920s due to those freight trains. So what they decided to do was create an elevated railroad system, and the problem actually became so drastic that they actually ended up hiring men to ride on horses in front of the freight trains so that it could make sure that anybody that was about to get hit by one of the freight trains, the West Side Cowboys would wave their red flags to let the pedestrians know, hey, get out of the way, we got a freight train coming through. And if you can see right here behind me, you can actually see on the ground the remainders of the train tracks still here as they wrap around and go into Hudson Yards. And then we're going to be walking down towards the remainder of the High Line. So that's actually 30 Hudson Yards up there. If you see that platform up there, that's the new observatory that's going to be opening up this year. It's called The Edge. You can actually see the bottom part. There's a portion of the floor that's going to be see-through. And I'm going to be buying tickets to head on up there this summer. I don't want to go up now because it's the winter time. I really don't want to be up there while it's cold. So I'm just going to wait till it gets nice and warm. So you can see here the train tracks. Notice how they crisscross. And so this is actually the train tracks they would use. They decided to keep some of these train tracks here. So we're starting to walk the High Line now. So after a while, they discontinued using this elevated railroad track that you see here because the trucking industry started taking over. So they didn't really need these trains anymore to deliver the food. They would start to use the trucks now. And so many years went by before people decided, you know what, we need to take it down. It's falling apart. People are getting hurt. It's just up there conserving space for nothing. But then eventually you had a few people who protested and they said, no, why don't we turn it into a park? That's exactly what they did. But they did about 720 different proposals to determine whether they wanted to make a park or a pool or even a roller coaster. So I decided to come in the wintertime because it's become a tourist attraction and there's less people here. Although you do see quite a number of people still walking the High Line. As you can see, now that the High Line is here, everybody wants to live by the High Line. You have a lot of new development here. So when they first designed these elevated train tracks, they actually made them run through the buildings. It made it easier to drop off the meat, the produce, and the dairy products. So you can see how this one comes out, the Chelsea markets. And then it continues to go. And then it would have actually went inside that building there, which used to be known as the Nabisco building. It's been closed off now. That building there now, also part of Google. They also make the Hennessy in there. There's a very expensive French restaurant also located inside that building. You see that overpass bridge there. Not too many of those survive today. But this is Chelsea Markets. And then right in front of Chelsea Markets is also the other Google building.